Simon.
First of all, I appreciate everybody coming that is here tonight, and hopefully, once we get to next month's regular meeting, we're going to be able to have a lot of people there, and I expect every one of you to come for our first meeting in the new town hall and the new chamber, okay? You're going to like it. It's going to be extremely nice. The setup is good. Everybody's worked hard in it, and we just got to, we would do it next Thursday, but we got another event going on Thursday, so we got to use it for that. And but then the next regular meeting will be held in the town hall. Right, Mr. Manager?
Yes, sir.
No hold-ups, right? Okay, well, once again, like I say, I appreciate everybody being here, and if you will, please stand if you're able. And I'm going to ask the Honorable Buddy Fowler if he'll lead us in a word of prayer.
Thank you, Mayor. Let's bow our heads. Father, we come to you this afternoon with a humble heart and listening soul. Father, we ask you to continue to bless this town, bless all of its residents. Father, we thank you for the wonderful weather we've had. We know through you all things are possible. We ask you to continue to protect our troops, bring them home safely, be with their families for those that are away, and mend them, those that needs mending, Father. We ask you to be with all of those who's gone through this pandemic and continue to be with us, Father, as we try to go back and come back strong and come back to some form of normalcy. Father, we ask that you continue to bless this council, bless the decisions they make, and let them be the best for the town of Surf City. We ask all these things in your most precious name. Amen.
Amen. And not to short you, our Honorable Don Helms will lead us in
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Well, we do have a special recognition, and I guess we may have about 3 of them anyway. So, okay. Stephanie, at this time, I'll call you and your 2 sidekicks up front, if you will.
Over here with Doug?
Yeah.
Yep. Come on, baby. Come on.
Where's the sidekicks? Come on now. Okay. Oops, got one. All right. Certificate of Appreciation, and this is for the Out of Darkness Campus Walk for Suicide Awareness, presented to Stephanie Jones for the town of Surf City, and presented to you by myself and the rest of the council. So I appreciate you doing the job, and also, I mean, I know we've been messed up the last couple of years, but we're going to get back on it, right?
That's right. I would just like to say a quick thank you to the town for becoming a sponsor. And year after year, y'all allowing us to use the park. It's greatly appreciated. The walk definitely wouldn't be what it is without our generous sponsors and without this loving community that continuously shows up to support the cause. You know, if we can save one life or bring hope and healing to anybody that's been affected, then it's all worth it. And we hope to definitely be back in the park next year because we have surely missed it the last 2 years.
We will. We're going to do away with all of the complications that we had. But now we did have the big man to notice your work too. So this is from Governor Roy Cooper.
Oh, wow. All right.
Okay. And it says, congratulations to you and everyone in Surf City who was involved in the Suicide Prevention Campus Walk. For Surf City to be recognized as number 5 in the United States. That's number 5 in the whole United States by having the number. We had the 5th most in number. And you know there's a lot of places a lot bigger than we are, right? And to work on this event, I am grateful for your continuing efforts to bring awareness to the very serious problem of suicide It affects every part of our society, young and old, prosperous and poor. Yeah, I can't get it out. We need to do all that we can to educate people and let them know that there is help out there for them. Again, thank you for what you're doing, and if I can ever be of assistance, please do not hesitate to contact my office. If you need any money, what's no, I didn't say that. But anyway, I do think that it was great that they got acknowledged by the governor of North Carolina, and like I say, I mean, 5th in the nation. That is pretty good. So, I appreciate it, and I'm looking forward to the walk next year.
So are we.
And I need it.
Thank you. Hey, who wants to shake your hand?
Shake your
now?
hand. There you go. There you go.
Before Stephanie sits down, I want to say thank you, Stephanie. I wrote a few things down because I thought I might get emotional, but maybe I can make it through it. She has been a blessing to me and to this community. She's been my super glue that holds my family together. During the most traumatic time of our lives, she pulled our community together with the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Volunteers like Stephanie help raise and spread the educational efforts for suicide prevention. It takes time to heal. It takes a special person like Stephanie that helped me get through every emotion there was. And that worst emotion is silence, not being able to be spoken to or to speak because no one knows what to say. And having that education from the American Suicide Prevention, it helps with that silence. As a survivor, I didn't know who I was without Tanner or how I would survive. I honestly can say that without God, without this community and our friends, and this beautiful young lady right here that walked thousands together for this Surf City campus walk. She said, let's walk together, let's talk together. It's okay for us to love each other and to support each other. Last year through the pandemic, so many lives more than ever were challenged and uncertain. And Stephanie continued with her efforts to raise the awareness for our community and made us number 5 in the United States. And I would like to challenge each one of us to take one simple action, and it is to encourage our friends, our family, and our community to take the time, their own time, to talk to others about mental health seriously. And then I also want to thank the town itself for all of the support that they give us. Thanks for our sponsors, and thanks to everyone that walks with us. And most importantly, thank you, Stephanie. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. It's worth anybody's time to come and do the walk. It is something that you know, it might be a little hard to get over it, but I mean, just being there with a group and realizing how many people that we have lost in this area. I mean, it's just unreal, the number of them. But, you know, when you get together, then, you know, there's healing in multitude. And so I'd like to invite you to it when we have the next walk, and that'll be next April, maybe?
Usually it's in March.
March, excuse me. Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, let's see. All right. Now we've got a gentleman here that wants to talk to us about safe voting. Where'd he go? Okay, move over there.
Can I have your
Yeah,
party
you
over
go right up there. Yeah. And this is Safe Voting Week, National Voting Safety Week, excuse me. And this man is, this is a volunteer group that helps keep you in order. And
Is this thing on? Can you hear me? Okay. Mr. Mayor, council members, and Madam Clerk, I want to thank you for receiving me so graciously here. My name is David Parker, and I'm the executive officer of the local chapter of the U.S. Power Squadron. And we're an organization that promotes safety in recreational boating. And I'm here to ask this council to declare May 22nd, the week of May 22nd, is Safe Boating Week in Surf City. Now, the situation really is that safe boating boils down to this thing I'm wearing here. The last year we have statistics on boating accidents is 2019. And in that year, there were over 361,000 registered recreational boats in the state of North Carolina. And they carried literally tens of millions of people on hundreds of millions of hours of recreation on the waters of this state. And in all that time, in that year, there were a total of 14 deaths. Now that's a pretty good number, really. It's down from 30 deaths in the previous year. So we're making progress in boating safety. But the statistics in North Carolina are really consistent with the statistics around the rest of the world and the nation, and that's it. 80% of boating deaths are from drowning, and 86% of people that drown do not have life jackets on. Now, out of that, in North Carolina, that amounted to 11 folks out of the 14 were drowning victims. And out of that 11, 9 were not wearing life jackets. But the thing about it is that in those accidents, there was not a single case where the vessels involved failed to have life jackets on board. So that means that all 9 of those folks who died without life jackets had them available and didn't put them on. So what it means is it's not enough to have these things in the boat. You got to have them on. You need to put them on from the time you leave the dock. And I believe that we all know the habit we've gotten into in this country, and we're careful about having life jackets on board. And we make our little kids put them on, but we don't put them on ourselves. We say, well, we put them on if there's trouble, if the wind gets up or if something goes wrong. Folks, if something goes wrong, you're not going to have time to put it on. I need you to commit to put your life jacket on from the time you leave the dock. So that's really my message tonight. My resolution, I gave Ms. Hobbs the draft of what we propose. It has 6 whereas clauses, but most of them are what I just said to you, and so I don't need to read them again, but just the meat of it boils down to this. It's whereas the National Safe Boating Council, supported by the U.S. Coast Guard, has set May 22 through 28 as National Safe Boating Week. Now, therefore, it's resolved that the Town Council of the Town of Surf City hereby proclaims May 22 through 28 as National Safe Boating Week in this town, and urges all persons to wear a life jacket at all times while boating. That's my request. That's my words to you on this, and I thank you for your attention.
Mr. Mayor, can I make a motion that
We've already got it.
we do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got one signed, sealed, and getting ready to be delivered.
Well, bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
Okay. So you weren't going to read it, but here, I'll read it anyway. Whereas the beautiful coastal waters of Surf City represent the world-renowned recreational resource that residents and visitors alike are drawn to each year for water and beach activities. Whereas year-round, people continue to enjoy all of the natural involvement that has to offer through the joy of boating. And whereas on average, 613 people die in the U.S. each year in boat-related accidents, with an approximately 80% of these deaths caused by drowning. And whereas in approximately 86% of the drowning cases, the victim was not wearing his life jacket or their life jacket. Whereas it is apparent that wearing a life jacket is the single most important factor in reducing boating-related deaths. And whereas the National Safety Boating Council, supported by the U.S. Coast Guard and other national organizations, has set May the 22nd through the 28th as National Safe Boating Week. Now therefore, it is hereby resolved that the town of Surf City and here proclaims May the 22nd through the 28th, 2021 as National Safe Boating Week, and it is this town that urges all persons to wear a life jacket at all times while boating. Adopted the 4th day of 2021, signed by our town clerk and one of our council.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Very much
You're
appreciated.
welcome. Thank you. Appreciate you coming. Okay, now, is Christopher or Christine, are they here? All right, come on up. Hang on, we're gonna have everybody here tonight, aren't we? Most time we end up with some of these that we don't get to give out. But anyway, well, I'm gonna give it to her, because I know she did most of the work.
She did. It's a labor.
Thank you.
Okay, y'all can hold it there. But anyway, this is a certificate of appreciation for the House of the Month and all the work that y'all do. And we were just talking about that. Surf City is beginning to change. You know, used to, like I told somebody the other day, I said, used to nobody even cut their yard. And, well, if you cut it, then all it did was throw the sand spurs and cactuses everywhere. But now you don't see many of those, you know, because of the way people keep their yards. There's a lot less of those around. But anyway, we certainly do appreciate it. And like I say, Surf City is working a lot harder on that. Jeremy is the town representative for the beautification people, and appreciate what they're doing. And they're going to start doing a lot more. They've got some projects, and what they're going to do, they're going to take all these people that we're giving these awards to and put them to work doing the beautification around the town.
Just give us a call.
So bring your shovel and your rakes and all. No, I appreciate y'all doing it, and certainly it makes you an upstanding citizen of Surf City.
I'm glad to be part of the community. Thanks.
Thank you. And then the business of the month is Miss Mary Rowe in its spot. And yeah, her husband, we'll bring him on up here. Get somebody to take you. Somebody will take your picture.
Okay.
Yeah. Well. Did you get it? Yeah. Okay. But anyway, Miss Mary has the Ennis spot, second block down here, right on the corner there. Mm-hmm. And I told somebody, I said, I'm gonna have to, in fact, I told you, I said, I'm gonna have to get her to go to work on my back anyway. It's beginning to bother me. But she has the Ennis spa there, and she is Business of the Month, and she does a great job keeping the place looking neat and clean around there, and also just doing a good job with the spa. And it's been a while since I've been, so I need to get over there. I appreciate it.
I just want to say, as a Northern Irish immigrant, I am so blessed to have landed in Surf City. I'm so
Thank you.
honored to be here. It's the most amazing place, and thank you all.
I love her speech. That ice road. Oh. Okay. We ask you that you set your cell phones to silent. If they hadn't rang by now, they're probably on silent anyway. And you will have an opportunity to speak a little bit later on any subject that pertains to the town. And you will be speaking in knowledge that you signed up for, but I don't know whether you signed up or not. But anyway, right now though, I asked if anybody has anything that they would like to change on the agenda. If not, a motion to adopt the agenda.
I make a motion we adopt the agenda.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, raise your hand. So moved. All right, approval of consent agenda.
I make a motion we approve it.
Have a second?
Buddy, second.
30 seconds.
Buddy.
Sorry. Okay, all in favor, raise your hand. Okay. All right, Stephanie, public hearing, have we got anybody?
I have one public comment this evening. We have Miss Mickey Tucker of 1222 South Shore Drive would like to make a public comment.
All right,
Miss
Miss
Tucker?
I know what her comment is.
No, you don't. This is a surprise. I'll call the news media. They'll be here in 2 minutes.
Yeah, I forgot.
Y'all just have this microphone way too high for me.
You're just too short.
Yes, I am. You got part of my legs. Council members, town manager, mayor. I think this is the third or fourth meeting I've spoke at. I just want to say, I heard that my picture was on Facebook. I did not call Yogi Pagliatti, if anybody thinks I did. I went out Friday about 10 o'clock. I just could not stand the potholes anymore. I'm in my Jaguar convertible with my shovel and my rake. I took rocks from where the pothole was. The pothole was about this big and about 9 to 12 inches deep. It had been there. I've called about it. I've written the council about it. I filled it myself in 7 minutes. Yogi came up. He didn't offer to help. He just took my picture and went on about his business. Didn't know it was on. On Saturday, I'm coming back from a celebration of life ceremony, and I'm coming down, Mayor, it was at Charlotte and South Shore, where you and I both said the road narrowed.
Right.
And our child, a 4-year-old, is running down the street again, and I pull over to the side to let the child, and the parents were about 60 feet behind. People were still parking on the right-of-way. Anyway, on Sunday morning at 7:55, I decided to go there with my shovel and my broom. I worked for 12 minutes by myself. There was about 25 feet of sand encroaching on the road 3 feet, and I moved it myself in 12 minutes. It's not a hard job. I've heard that the town's getting a new street sweeper. The condition our roads are in now, if you put that street sweeper out there, it will be gone in about 1 day. I'm offering you my services 2 hours a day for the next 3 weeks. If you get me a 4-man team, I will get these streets ready for the street sweeper. That sand was this deep on the side, and I took my shovel and moved it over. If you go and look in Charlotte and South Shore right now, the sand is piled up about this high, the sand that I moved. So that will get us ready for Memorial Day. It's an embarrassment. It's been like this for 3 years. I've called, I've spoken to people. They keep saying, well, every time we move the rock or move the sand, it comes right back. My answer was, I clean my house a week. You know what? The next week, it's dirty again. It's called routine maintenance. It's not something that you do once, and we've got to fix it. The town is looking not very nice. And I love this town, and y'all all know that. So I'm willing to give 2 hours a day, 5 days a week for the next 3 weeks. Get me a 4-man team, we'll get it done.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay.
No more public comment for the evening, so we'll move right on into the first public hearing, sir.
I tell you what, how about come up here and show me something right here a minute? Who's that for?
Oh, that was slick. I thought I'd be throwing my heart skipping. That's not fun.
This week is, besides all the other stuff, it is also Town Clerk Week. And my opinion, we got the best town clerk there is anywhere in North Carolina. She's worked here a lot longer than that, but she's been town clerk for 5 years, right?
I don't even know how long. 2013.
Yeah,
Yeah.
8 years.
8 years.
8 years.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna get on Wendy then.
Yeah.
I got the information from Wendy, so
That's all right.
she messed me up, so I'll get this changed.
No problem.
But anyway, so we do appreciate all
Thank
that
you
you
very
do
much.
for us, and I know the rest of the council. And the clerk is actually the clerk for the council. And of course, she does everything else is in the town too. In fact, when I went and got the plant, and I was telling her who it was for, and she said, "Oh, Stephanie. She's the one that always comes and gets the stuff." I said, "Yep, that's her." But we wouldn't let her come and get her own.
Thank
So,
y'all very
anyway,
much.
But we appreciate it.
I'll handle it.
Okay. Thank you. All right. But Stephanie she has done a fantastic job. Well, is doing a fantastic job and will do a fantastic job. Okay, so now we've got public hearing. So do I have a motion to go into public hearing? And
Make a
so-
motion, we move into public hearing.
Okay. All in agreement, say aye. Raise your hand. Okay, public hearing is now open, and
We're discussing the budget, I believe.
budget, yeah.
I
Does
do not
any-
have any comments submitted for this section.
You don't have any comments?
No, sir.
So the budget basically from last time is still set.
Yes, sir. This is.
Yeah, so
Mr. Brewer.
we're going through our process and motions of the fiscal year budget adoption, which we are statutorily required to hold a public hearing, which has been duly advertised. I'm not requesting any action from council tonight. We will prepare everything for the full budget ordinance for your May work session. So that can be one last look through, and then we will be ready to rock for adoption June 1.
But this is the last civic.
Yes, so if there's any, again, minor adjustments that need to be discussed, we can do that at our work session. I didn't want to cut us off too short. And then we can sort of really ceremonial adopt next fiscal year's budget in our new council chambers on June 1st. So that's all I'm requesting, is just to open and close the public hearing if nobody's here to speak.
Okay. Do I have a motion to close the public
Make a
hearing?
motion, we close.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, raise your hand. Public hearing closed. Okay, now, do I have a motion to open another public hearing for a consideration of lease agreement?
I'll make a motion, we open the public hearing.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor, raise your hand. Okay, you want to explain the lease agreement?
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor, and I will, since we are talking about property negotiations, requests that we do enter into a closed session to discuss some details about this. Just for the record, discussion does not affect any of the advertised portions of the lease. We are required statutorily again to advertise a public hearing for council to even consider this lease. However, council and I met with the potential lessee and their representative, their legal counsel last week, and we'd like to update you on some of that information.
Okay, are you ready to present it to the council now?
No,
I mean,
I'd
close.
request you close the public hearing and then we can formally go into
No, that's what I'm
closed
saying.
session.
So are you
Yes.
ready?
Do you wanna- do you
Or
wanna-
closed here, closed here?
What you got, Brian?
Just a point of order, do you want to close it or recess it in case there's modifications?
If they have
I
held
know,
the
but we're
public
not in
hearing,
closed session now.
Right.
So we don't want to discuss figures that,
Well, the public hearing's one thing, and then attorney-client communication's another. I'm just saying, Kyle.
as long as, if they can close a public hearing, then we can close it and then
Okay.
go into closed session, yeah.
Sure.
That'd be
I'm-
fine.
okay, do I have a motion to close
Well,
public
so
hearing?
this,
Make a motion, we close it.
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
I just want to make sure procedurally I'm clear. So this, since no one signed up to speak and no one's here, we have conducted the public hearing required by statute.
Correct.
That's where we are. Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Thank you.
I make a motion, we close the public hearing.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Do I have a second?
A second.
Second, all in favor, raise your hand. Okay, now, do I have a motion to go into closed session?
Pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 143-318-11, subsection A, subsection 3, to preserve the
I make that
attorney-client.
motion.
But do we, hold on, do we want to go into closed session now or at the end of the meeting?
The closed session at the end of the meeting is in regards to personnel, so
Okay,
But we can add it. We can,
about the lease, I just need to get the statute for the lease.
same one, it's just A3 instead of A6.
we can do that at the end.
Should we
Just
let-
add it to the one at the end.
Yeah, we can do both.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Yeah.
So you want to do
Both at the end.
Both of them at the end of the meeting.
the, okay, all right. Do I have a motion to, do you withdraw your second?
I do.
Do you withdraw your first? Okay, now, we're right back where we started then.
Progress.
Okay, manager's report.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mayor and council.
Good afternoon.
Good to see everybody, of course. The last meeting we held was on April 28th with the project development team. Just some very minor updates. The project management plan, or PMP, is being finalized right now. The Corps continues to work on the environmental assessment that we've been reporting. The PPA is close to approval. They have some their final numbers and cost shares that are written out. They had to send that to the division office, which there was just some very minor typographical type of comments on that, so we expect to see that very soon. In regards to the entire project, parking and access will be reviewed incrementally with each contract. So if we go into, for example, phase 1, which could be up to 2 miles, they're going to look at our parking and access compliance for each incremental phase of the project. The PPA checklist revision is complete, and we hope to see that in the next 2 weeks. Moving on to the new town hall, we've been no shortage of excitement. We've officially moved into the facility. Police worked extremely hard last week to make sure they were able to keep up with the schedule. I can't thank everyone for their hard work to get this done, covering their daily tasks and extra duties. And this includes facilities and grounds and public utilities, and then police officers who are coming in to help, as well as even, I think Denise's husband was helping out with the move. So we're very appreciative of that, and they have officially moved into town hall, so everybody is in there. With that being said, as you know, both the old town hall and the ward building have been converted into the parking lots. We're waiting on a shipment of some more yellow bumpers to get each one of those delineated. However, we do have a majority of those installed and have been converted into parking areas. Getting into paid parking, we were able to move Pivot over to the old police department by noon on Friday. So they are operating out of that facility. We took the police department sign on there, took it off of the building to not create confusion. And there are some pin in the ground signs on a temporary basis to allow the public the opportunity to visit them. We continue to work with landowners for lease lots. So the Roland and South Shore lot, which is really right across the street from here, Catty Corner, is completed. Property north of Spinnaker should be completed by the end of the week. We're working on a potential lease for areas up at North New River and Fish Street. Lease is executed for parking area next to Hula's. And then on our South Shore lot, or lots, I should say, is fencing will begin next Monday on those properties. Then we will come back right after that with landscaping. And then DOT driveway permits are pending and should be received any day now. They came and picked up the payments for the administrative side of that. Furthermore, the policy document outlining paid parking and its operation is nearing completion. Work with Pivot on the business parking allowance and get that opened up as soon as possible. Want that avenue for the business owners off island to be able to register as we discussed, really eliminating a lot of the ordinance language going into that policy document, so that will allow me to more fluidly make adjustments if deemed necessary for the program. So that is nearing completion. South Shore flooding, town staff has been working with DOT in replacing and expanding the stormwater system. 4 of those areas between the 1500 and 1700 block have been improved. This is also in conjunction with the joint stormwater study being conducted with NCDOT and WK Dixon, the private engineering firm. We have been invited to join WK Dixon and staff at Caswell Beach, their mayor, next week to see their dune infiltration demonstration. I'm not saying that this is the end product for Surf City. However, as one of many options to treat stormwater, Caswell Beach is pumping this onto their dune system. So something of interest for us, and we look forward to maybe going and seeing that in person and seeing how it interacts with their beach and dune system. So looking forward to that. Sewer, just real quick as an update, staff will be meeting with the county next week to review the draft interlocal agreement, so that is moving forward. We'll meet with their county manager and their public utilities director so that we can start to iron out some of the very basic and preliminary issues before we bring this to council and conversely to the county commissioners for review and acceptance. Budget, so following the work session at the end of April, Mr. McCall and I are putting together the full budget ordinance, as I had mentioned earlier, which includes the budget, the CIP and capital budgets, fee schedule, and employee pay and classification plan. And again, as a reminder, we will have May's work session to go over any last minute items, and schedule adoption will be June 1. The Economic Resiliency Project is wrapping up. We are due a draft report on Thursday of this week. Our partners with the Keenan Institute at Chapel Hill will be here for your work session in May to go over that with you. And we look forward to sharing some of the results with that for sustained economic opportunities, new opportunities in town or in this area based on a shift share analysis, which is the bulk of this report, and is a tool that not only we'll be able to use, but to share with our business partners, Chamber of Commerce, and anybody else that might be interested or looking at locating a business in Surf City. As a follow-up item to our last meeting, I've included April's purchase order report, as well as the Parks and Rec Director's report as supplemental items in your folders. So please go in and take a look at those. If you have any questions, specifically in the purchase order report, as far as formatting or clarification on anything, please let us know. we'll be happy to provide that information back to you. Again, the purchase order is a fiscal policy and process that we utilize internal to the organization for anything that exceeds $500 within their budget. And it provides protections as finance makes sure that money is within a line item before funds are expended. So anything over 500 will be in that report and will show up, and we'll plan to continue to present those to you in that format unless I hear any differently moving forward. So each month we'll get that in your folder. So please take a look at that and please give me any feedback that you have on it. So with that being said, Mr. Mayor and Council, that's my report. Oh, one other thing. I knew you weren't free. Well, this was handed to me as we walked in. Just I won't read it, but just some of the impacts I think our employees have on folks day to day. It was a very nice thank you card that was sent to Mr. Price and the Utilities Department on their outstanding customer service, noting that they are the best. And she is going to use Mr. Price's copper wire, let's see, divining rods, I think is what you might have taught her, technique everywhere, because it does work. And please give Jeannie King a hello for me and thank her as well. So that's from Vicki at 1701 South Shore Drive. Just wanted to let you know that this was in my hand today. So that's all I got, Mr. Mayor.
Well, since you did that, I might as well read one too. This one's from Vicki Truitt.
Oh, that's the same one then. I got the same one.
Yeah, but it's not the same one.
Oh, okay. There you go. Sorry.
She must like everybody.
She does.
She said, after 6 months in Surf City, I am back in Kansas and wishing I were still back on the island. I want to thank you for the attention you gave us on the flooding issues on South Shore Drive. What an improvement, and in such a timely manner. You should be proud of your staff, and especially Jeannie King and David Price. They getting all kinds of stuff. The town is run well, and we can't wait to get back there. On behalf of my neighbors, I send your very special thanks. Sincerely, Vicki Miz, M-I-Z-E, Truitt. How you say that?
I just have Vicki Truitt. Yeah.
You left the middle name out. Okay, I knew it was the same person, but anyway. Yeah. So she must really like the town. She's really writing. But anyway, while we're still reading, I got one here. Of course, this one is just from the Arbor Day Foundation, and this is in appreciation of all the work that the town did too. On behalf of Arbor Day Foundation, I write and congratulate Surf City on earning recognition as 2020 Tree City USA resident. And Surf City should be proud to live in a community that makes the planting and care of trees a priority. Anyway, it talks about how many 3,600 cities got the award, and talks about the state parks coordinate the presentation. But anyway, we got recognized for that too. And so this is probably for, I guess, Chad's crew. They planted the tree, right? So anyway, we are getting a lot of compliments. And 3 people, just before we had our open session to be talked at, I had 3 people up here not in open session, but talked about how nice the town was. Weren't you, Teresa?
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, everybody doesn't feel the same way that some people do. And so anyway, we're not all bad. But anyway, okay, now we're ready for, let's see. Oh, okay, council report. Jeremy, you got a report?
Just a couple things real quick. Yep. First of all, this goes out to you, Chief Shanahan. I know that we've been working big time on, the council's wanted coverage with police officers. And Saturday night about 9:45, 10 o'clock, I left my place, went up to 8th Street, and then drove home. And I counted not 2, not 4, but 6 police cars between 8th Street and Dogwood Lakes. That means you can't get better coverage than that. And so I just want to say kudos to that, because that's what we want. It's the busiest time of the weekend, so I just want to say thank you for that. You're doing fantastic stuff there. I also want to say the parking lots look fantastic. The right-of-ways look good. And Chad, you've been working super hard. Chad's been working super hard on that. I just want you to know, we're very demanding, and you're down some guys, and I appreciate what you're doing there by getting that. I also would like you to keep Dave Gilbride in your prayers. He's having a tough time right now. He resigned from North Topsail, and he's having some serious challenges with his cancer, and we're hoping to get that under control. We'll see how that works. And then the last thing is, Mary had said that about she's glad she landed here in Surf City. And I just wrote down, I met 22 new residents since Christmas time at my business have come in, brand new residents. And I think that's exciting for our town. And so I think we got a hot place we live in here. And I'm glad this council's helping manage that. It's a great team to be a part of. So.
And most people like it.
Yes, they do love it. They
But
do
if
love
they
it.
don't like it, they can leave, right?
That's what I say, for sure, for sure. Thank you, appreciate it.
Okay. All right.
I just hope everybody's had a good year so far, and we're gonna have a busy summer. I hope we get some rain. We haven't had any. We need some. And I feel like the town, looks the best it's looked in a long time with the new parking lots and all the other parking areas. And I'm glad to see that the parking is working out better than a lot of people thought it would. And I hope everyone has I hope all the mothers have a happy Mother's Day, and I hope everybody has a good summer. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Miss Teresa.
I'll just basically say that I'm glad that we're looking forward to spring and summer activities with our festivals and so forth coming up. Isn't today National Firefighter Day? So, to all the firemen out there, I hope you had a relaxing evening.
I doubt that.
And the police department just got a new radar, a grant for a radar, nice radar system. That was nice to see. So, yeah.
New radar system.
Yeah. Don't be speeding.
We better watch out, eh?
Don't be speeding.
Yeah. Slow it down. That's right. It does make you slow down, I tell you that. Yeah. Except who? Except Kyle.
I just threw you under the bus.
He's throwing you under the bus, Kyle.
I see.
Mr. Torres.
Well, I agree with the sentiments everyone said so far regarding, the employees in the town's in pretty good shape. I've been here pretty close to 20 years, and I agree. It's the best I've ever seen it. The only thing I'll add to that is that, we're not perfect, so there's always room for improvement. If there's any way we could address some of the concerns that were brought up today, then we should probably try to do that the best we can. And the last note is June starts the hurricane time of the year.
Right.
So I would encourage everyone, it's never too early to prepare so that we don't rush to Lowe's when one gets brought up as a named storm. So it's never too early, and I would encourage our residents to do that. And I'd publicly like to wish my wife a very happy 34th wedding anniversary.
Would you like me? You're happy too, right?
I'm pretty happy. If she's happy, I'm happy. So, yeah.
If Mama's happy, there ain't nobody happy, right?
That's the way it works in my
Well,
house.
congratulations on 34.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. You're working on catching up with me, right?
I am.
Yeah. And Buddy. You through? All right, Mr. Buddy.
Thanks, sir. I'd just like to echo the same sentiments that's been spoken by fellow council members here. for all the things going out. And I'd like to encourage the council people, please, council, look at the things that come on your computer, because we're starting to post Parks and Rec minutes after our meetings and stuff. We have a lot of things going on in Parks and Recs, a lot of moving parts. It covers a lot of different areas, and if you have any questions, rather than give out some false information that can be light up Facebook and social media, I'd encourage you to get a hold of Chad or Kyle, our manager, but especially Chad. He's the working head of it, and find out any questions you may have or anything that comes up or questions someone else may have posed to you. We're always looking for suggestions, and we've got some good ones, and we always keep the good ones and file them, and maybe you can keep getting them to where they can come fruitful. And also, we've heard a lot of accolades been given to the town of Surf City, and deservingly so. Our staff and our employees are service and people orientated, and that's what we need. And that's what we've always strived for. And it's beginning to show by the comments and accolades that's been given to some of our employees and some of the things we've done. And we, as Dwight says, we always have room for improvement. We don't want to become where we're spinning our wheels in the mud and be status quo. We always want to make things better, and there's ways to make things better. And when we see these and hear these things come up, let's look into them and see what we can do with them. And with that, Mr. Mayor, I would like to wish everyone, every mother out there, a happy Mother's Day. And all of you gentlemen and boys and girls, take care of Mama. I'm done.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm in agreement with everybody else. I tell you, our town staff is wonderful. We have a lot of hard workers in our town here, and a lot of them's been here a long time, like Stephanie. No, but I mean, I love it when we get employees in and they stay and they grow with us. Some of them work on getting higher education, work on getting different certifications, and that makes our town better, and it makes them better. Now, I know it costs us a little more money when they get those certifications, but then it's an improvement for the town. So we do appreciate them staying and working on this kind of stuff. But anyway, like I say, I'm looking forward to a great Mother's Day. I'm hoping the kids will feed us well. I asked Kathy, I said, well, what you want for Mother's Day? She said, well, I ain't your mother. So I said, okay, I'll agree with that. And so anyway, but yes, I mean, my mother's still with me, even though she's been gone a lot of years. But mothers are always with you. Yep. And daddies too. Sometimes you talk with them, and even after they leave you still talk with them. So anyway, like I say, I hope everybody has a great month. Looks like we've got right much to go through at the workshop at the end of the month, right? And David didn't talk too favorably today about the water going into the river. He sort of talked down a little bit on that, so we may have to work on something else. But anyway, we'll get through it and find out where to go with it. Okay, has anybody else got anything that they need to talk about before we go into closed session?
No, you got the attorney.
Do what?
Attorney report. My report will be.
Oh, I've got it.
Kyle's covered the PPA and the fact that we met with the potential lessee, but we'll talk about that more in closed session.
Right, okay.
Nothing else.
Okay.
I make a motion we go into closed session
NCGS 143-318-11, parentheses 6, and
A3.
A3.
Okay. Do I have a second on that?
Second.
All in favor, raise your hand. Opposed, same. Motion carried.
Let's take
All
a
right.
break.
Aye.